morning guys, welcome to Flory Models. Here we are, November the 3rd, 2016, and today is going to be review day, so we'll talk about that in a moment. First of all, a couple of questions apart from last night. Nigel said, thanks for the photo tips. He knows what you mean about the softness of the plastic. What we were talking about on this one, if you missed it, was that the gearish colour that Airfix used for its plastic, it just doesn't lend itself very well. It just makes it look like it's cheap and soft, but you say give it a coat of primer, the details tend to pop, and he's saying exactly the same thing for the Zucchimori kits as well. The plastic looks awful, and then you give it a coat of primer and bang, you're back into there. But it is, I think it's a visual thing. You look at it, especially on the sprues, and you just think cheap and nasty, but actually you get going with it and it'll be absolutely fine. Will I be doing the Hobby Boss versus AMK review? I will, but I'll warn you now, I'm not happy with it myself. It will be up later on today. I have edited it and it's just ready to be uploaded, but I watched the footage back. I don't know, it just doesn't flow very well. I think it's very difficult when you take two kits side by side and then you put the parts together to see them clearly, because obviously they're on sprues and things like that. Perhaps it would have been better in hindsight to take the parts off the sprues and just do like for like with them, instead of trying to look through the kit and finding like to like pieces. You know, and then doing it as separate. I think that's probably the way to do it. I was, to be honest, in my mind, I'm not happy with it, so that's why I never released it. But you guys keep asking for it, so what I'll do, I'll chuck it up. I was going to actually reshoot it again tomorrow and just take out things like the wings, cut them off the sprues, and then we can actually have what both kits are and do it like that. And that's what I really wanted to do. But as I say, I don't know yet. It's one of those things, I watched it back and it just didn't flow. It was just all over the place. It's like a bad review. So, you know, as you say, I'm a bit of a stickler for these things. I either give it all or nothing, and that was definitely, I'm thinking, bad job. Should rethink that one. Anyway, he also goes on to say, have I missed an announcement? Your videos no longer appear on YouTube. Yes, they are still on YouTube, but the thing is, I'm trying to give the members, because obviously you members, you're paying your subscribers and all the rest of it, something first, if you like what I mean, instead of it sort of all appearing on there. So I'm building in a delay completely, so that is the point. So you guys obviously just go to the Today page or in the forum, you'll get it that day. I think I had another message, somebody saying you haven't put anything out since Friday. Yeah, we had 3 videos actually go up on Tuesday, 2 on Monday, so forth and so on. So, but obviously you're just watching YouTube, so you won't see those ones on YouTube and all the others. But it's always been this sort of way. I hope you guys can see that. On the Today page, that's where it all is. Just click on the Today page up here and it has all the videos. So we've got yesterday's show, and then obviously you've got the full one about the Mitsubishi F1, the end one, and all the bits, the live stuff. Everything we do here on Flory Models appears on there. As I said on the thing, perhaps I should have worded it a bit better, but we're a website, not a YouTube channel. That's what we do. And it's just that thing. Everything's in there, and I'm not annoyed by, but we're being compared to YouTube channels, and we are definitely not a YouTube channel. So that's what I'm trying to do, just trying to get a bit of a distance between us all, just like that. Somebody else is asking about the Meteor with the AMK one, if it's giving modelers the option. I am going to be doing it with the engine. Probably going to have one on the stand, one open in there, but the top open. When you get to this one, obviously the first parts will be up next week. It is that thing where I was looking at it, the gun bay, to be honest, is awful, and there's no detail in there at all, and I didn't want to mess around by trying to do aftermarket in there and all the bits and pieces. So I thought, well look, we'll leave them closed up, but the engine we'll do a little bit of time with. We're going to paint them up nicely and all the bits and pieces. So we'll have one inside with the covers off, we'll have one on the little stand next to it, and choose something like that. I'm not going to hyper detail the bay and all the bits and pieces and all things like that. It's a straightforward out of the box build, but we will do them as a separate right the way through. And I think that is somebody asking about YouTube on there again. As I say, just go on the site, it's all there. F1 looks beautiful, thank you Wayne. Taking photos, as I say, there's loads of different things on there, and to be honest with the photo thing, I am definitely not a professional, to be honest. There's guys out there, you've got thousands of pounds worth of camera kit, you know what you're doing. I'm video, okay, I can set up a camera and all the rest of it. When it comes to photographing, I just know light is everything, and I don't have a fancy camera, and in fact all the stills you see anywhere on the site are either off my phone or they're stills taken from the video, and to be honest, all the ones you see down here, like these ones, as I'm doing it, they're just freeze frames off of it. So I just pause, take a screenshot, cut it, and away we go, and that's how we do it. All the way through like that. YouTube, and I think that's about it on sort of questions on there. Harry is on about obviously colours for the background and all the rest of it. I will do, when we get there, I'll give you the full details on the RMP paints. As I say, I'm still playing with what I'm going to do with it, but technically it is that grey-green colour, then it has the lighter grey underneath the standard REF colours from the day. But I will have, to be honest, I haven't looked through them yet and gone through them all yet, but I will go through. I've got all the REF colours, so as soon as I get that far, I will let you know. So today, to be honest, this morning we are now midday and I've done nothing apart from a couple of Skype conference calls to various people talking about things and sorting out car insurance. Amazing that, AA, 600 quid for my car. Go online, compare the Meteor, 200 quid. Says everything. Right, but I have had a delivery. So if I just poke you down here, then I'm going to have to grab a knife. Live unboxing. So in here, what we should have is something I know a lot of you are going to be excited about. And those of you who aren't excited about, then never mind. Okay, so in here we have, get rid of that bit. We have, right, that's going to be that. I'll see what they've done now. We have some of these, okay? Now these are the easy kits level 2. Trust me, you're going to see a lot of this in the future. Planning on super detailing these, so I must admit we've got a couple of them because why not? Now these I think are 1/50th scale, so they should be all right. I think they should, you know, they're just over a foot long, you know, and all the bits and pieces. 65 parts, not much to it, but I reckon we can do something quite clever with those. Okay, and then one Gundam. What else have we got? Oh, I know everyone's banging on about the Zvezda one, which I have opinions on that. Probably better keep to myself. But anyway, this is the Rogue One Easy Snap Kit one and all the rest of it. So something a little bit different, but I thought we could have a look at that. There's a pattern forming here. The little cargo jobby, that's a little baby thing. I don't know what scale that is, but it's not as big as the other one. It's a little tiny one, but something a little bit different. Whilst we're on these things, U-Wing. Okay, so we've got one of those as well. All right, what else we got in here? Let's do all of these first. I'll get these all out of the way. Tidarium shuttle as well, so we've got one of those. And then we've got one of these. I was that impressed with the Rise of the Bubble Top kit. This one was on there as well. So actually what you've got down here, again, it's a dual. So we've got a Skyhawk. So we're going to do one of those anyway, all right? And we've obviously got the MiG as well. So that's the PFM variant of that as well, all right? So again, very, very nice. And it comes with the artwork, this artwork as in a full print as well. That's why it's a limited edition job, just like that. It's what they call Edard Art series. Really nice indeed. So we're looking forward to that one. And to be honest, this was on offer and I couldn't resist it. Something a little bit different. As you know, I'm trying to work a collection of my kits that are sort of firsts. So obviously, you know, we thought we'd do the Bell X1 purely because obviously the first time we broke the speed barrier properly. All right, if you're RAF or Navy guys, you might think slightly different, but anyway, so there we go. That's that one as well. A little cheap one. To be honest, it was on offer and it wasn't very much at all. So I thought when I get round to it, we're going to do this one and it'll just go in my collection for when I do my sort of part museum and things like that. It's very nice actually because it comes with the different colour markings down there as well. So that's those. So I am going to review for you today the Hobby Boss SU27. So the big old flanker, we've got that one up with you today. And then tomorrow I'm going to do the Tomcat as a standalone, purely because everyone keeps asking me for it now, and I don't know why, but as I say, there seem to be hundreds, but I'm being really asked to do it. So I'll do the review of those two today. And then obviously I've got a load of other stuff over there to review as well. So we've got the big X-Wing as well over there, and a few other kits and bits of armour and things like that we need to get on and get them going through. So my plan really is to do a little bit of cockpit paintwork and everything else like that into the Gloucester Meteor. I really want to do that today, just so it can be drying the bits and pieces, and tomorrow we can come in with weathering, and then hopefully get both the reviews done, and then I can edit them up tomorrow and things like that. But as I say, I'll get the flanker video done for you today, so that'll be up a little bit later on. Okay, so did a little bit this afternoon. To be honest, we did a little bit more to the Meteors, coming on quite nicely. So we done the engine bays, we done the wheel wells, we sorted those out, did a few little seam things on the front, and also we've done all the black work for the cockpit, the seat, the instrument panel, and the bits and pieces like that. I have got a slight warpage on my fuselage halves though. I don't know what I've done with the other half. But when you pop the actual cockpit in, you can see it's got quite a nicely taper on that, so it's going to need a little bit of work to get that one in, but really enjoying this kit. It's coming along really, really well. As I say, hopefully we can get it together by next week, and we'll be pushing on quite nicely. The other thing as well is up for you today is this. I must admit, when I first saw it, it was one of those kits where I'm looking at it thinking, not as, again, I don't know why, but quite disappointed. Actually get into the kit, the finer details of this thing, it looks to be really, really nice. Okay, as I say in the review, it needs a set of aftermarket wheels, an aftermarket ejector seat, and a colour photo etch cockpit, but apart from that, it's absolutely stunning. Some really nice details. Hobby Boss seem to have got the right sort of what I would call depth and refinement to the surface detail, so i.e. panel lines, riveting, and everything else like that looks to be pretty much spot on. So I think by the time you've weathered the hell out of it, you're going to have a really nice looking planker on your hands, and actually it's not too bad a price on that one as well. So anyway, you can go off and you can see that one today. Okay, tomorrow there is no show. I'm technically going to have a bit of the day off. I think I need to recharge my batteries. I'm not feeling 100%, so I'm going to take tomorrow off, but obviously I'll be back with you on Saturday morning with Steve, where we'll be doing slave ones and all things and bits and pieces like that with you. So till tomorrow, everybody, happy modelling, take care.